Some House Democrats want Congressman Justin Amash to be an impeachment manager. They think he'll add some political diversity in the case against the president. Amash recently left the Republican Party to become an independent, and he's not alone. Some voters in his hometown of Grand Rapids, Michigan, are also questioning their party affiliation. Grand Rapids is in Kent County. Dasha Burns spent some time there for our election series, County to County. She talked with Republican voters who are wrestling with their party identity and their vote. And just a quick warning, you're going to hear some foul language coming up.
I had this opportunity to go see Trump when he was here at the end of March, and I honestly had this thing in my mind that it wasn't going to be as bad as what you see on TV. You see the sound bites, you see the negative things, and you're like, okay, there's no way.
Democrats have to now decide whether they will continue defrauding the public with ridiculous bullshit.
I brought my 8-year-old. He's very into history and the presidents. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
We are building that wall.
And the conversation that I had with my son afterwards, that's not something we talk about another ethnic group that way. And just see like how Trump can command these people is mind-blowing.
Katie Morse is a working mom from Kent County, Michigan. It's a bustling suburban community that was traditionally considered a Republican stronghold until recently.
I did vote for McCain. I did vote for Romney. Into 2016, I ended up voting for Trump. I voted for him because I really kind of felt more connected to the Republican principles. The behavior concerned me, but to be quite honest with you, like I was a big Apprentice fan.
The celebrity got to you a little bit.
It did get to me.
Looking back now, do you regret that vote?
100%. I mean, I've gone on Facebook. I've apologized to my family and friends, and have said, hey, I made a mistake. That wasn't the right choice.
You've done the atonement process.
The atonement process. Now here I'm having a bigger atonement process, apparently.
The polls suggest that Katie might be an outlier. Trump still has extremely high approval ratings among Republicans. But while the national narrative around this polarized climate says everyone has already made up their minds, I wanted to get a local perspective to see if that might tell a different story. And Kent County definitely does. Donald Trump won Michigan by less than a percentage point, and he did win Kent County, but by a much smaller margin than Mitt Romney did in 2012. So in 2020, could Republican voters be the ones to help turn Kent County blue? And if so, will Michigan turn too? Some quick history. Kent County is home to Grand Rapids, the birthplace of Gerald Ford. Many folks here still consider him the face of moderate conservatism, but some wonder if that still exists within the current GOP.
I really don't think that Gerald Ford or Ronald Reagan, for that matter, could win a Republican primary today.
Hal Ostro is a business attorney. He considered himself a Republican until Trump took the spotlight.
The president is fantastic on things that I care quite a bit about. America's support for Israel, on judicial nominees, yet I wouldn't vote for him.
What is it about Donald Trump that makes you feel like he doesn't represent Republican values that you grew up with?
I can't for the life of me imagine Reagan, Bush, thinking that it's acceptable to tell members of Congress to go back where they came from. And for Republican members of Congress to sit idly by while he's doing that is really quite disappointing.
How do you think Donald Trump's presidency has impacted the Republican Party?
And you're seeing a lot of moderates either not run for re-elect or, in Justin's case, leaving the party.
Hal's referring to local Congressman Justin Amash. He ran on a Republican ticket, but re-registered as an independent earlier this year. Today, he's the only non-Democrat who's called for Trump's impeachment.
We need the president to be ethical. The pattern you find in the Mueller report is of someone who does not meet that standard.
This shift in the party, where does it all leave you?
Politically homeless.
This is something I heard again.
Do you feel like you have a home in either party right now?
I don't.
And again.
Do you feel like you have a home anywhere in this political sphere right now?
No, not federally.
I visited Bob Roth, a registered Republican who runs a manufacturing plant outside Grand Rapids. His company was negatively affected by Trump's steel tariffs.
Is there a world in which you vote for Donald Trump in 2020?
I can't answer that.
You can't because you don't want to, or you
I don't
can't?
want to.
Okay.
Yeah. Honest to God, I don't know what I'm going to do.
What could Donald Trump do to win over votes like yours?
You could stop tweeting. It's noise, and it's an unpredictability. I don't know what kind of risk am I willing to take with our family's capital.
So if the current president isn't winning over these voters, would they consider a Democrat?
With two of the loudest voices on the stage right now, being Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, absolutely not. You know, Buttigieg is an interesting character.
You know, I was kind of excited about Joe Biden. I think, Bernie Sanders just needs to be done. Way too left.
Trump versus Warren.
Undecided.
Trump versus Sanders.
Probably Trump. My mind is pretty made up on who I'd vote for in a primary.
Which is?
Klobuchar.
Kent County is an example of a trend that's happening across the country. As rural areas are becoming more red, the suburbs are becoming more blue. Case in point, when I visited a Democratic debate watch party, the first person I talked to was another conflicted Republican.
You voted Republican for your entire life. Until when?
Until 2016. I just couldn't bring myself to vote for such a divisive candidate.
Are you considering changing that registration?
I am not quite sold on either party right now. That's why I'm here tonight, to learn a little bit more, to make sure that I can get my comfort level up, because it's a major decision. It's a big decision.
This got me thinking, how could a Democratic candidate actually move conflicted conservatives across the ballot?
You need to find a candidate that can go out and have conversations with people like myself that are willing to say, hey, this is why I'm not turned on by your platform. Free college is great. Medicare for all, great. I mean, there's things we need to change, but we're not going to do it overnight. So I want to see a candidate that can do incremental pieces and can bring the both parties together. Stop bickering. Get it done.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.